It's my pleasure to introduce myself to you. My name is Teacher NJ. I'm a graduate of Bachelor of Arts, major in Mass Communication, and Masters of Arts, major in English Education. I have been teaching English as a second language for over 16 years already. My focus in teaching includes listening, speaking, reading, and writing. These are actually called the 4 areas of communication. And of course, nowadays we already know how important for many people to work in a foreign company. So what do these people need? They need TOEIC. What is TOEIC? TOEIC is the test of English for international communication. It is a standardized test for non-native speakers. This test is intended to measure the everyday English skills of people working in an international environment. Okay, good morning everyone. And today we're gonna learn another lesson of TOEIC. I think many students across the globe are actually confused the correct usage of tenses. When it comes to making sentences, it's not actually easy though. We have to remember the difference of tenses. And today, our focus is the difference of 2 types of tenses. These are the present perfect tense versus the present perfect progressive. Alright? Okay. So you know what? If you are planning to work in an international company, it's really very important for you to be competent enough to be a good speaker as well as a good writer. Most importantly, if you're working in a business company. So we have to take note the difference of tenses. And in here, I want you to remember the formula of these 2 tenses. First, present perfect tense, we have has, have, plus past participle. Alright? And then, what about for the present perfect progressive? Of course, we have has, have, been, plus ing form. Okay? I have seen a lot of students, actually, different students from our school, that they often confuse the correct usage of present perfect tense and present perfect progressive. So please take note, this is the formula. Okay? So, of course, if your subject is singular, then you have to use has, right? And if it's plural, it follows by have. Okay, so I think in basic grammar, you have already learned that. What's the difference of present perfect tense and when do we use present perfect tense? Okay, so for example, if your sentence is, I have eaten lunch. Okay, and you can see have eaten. Okay, why have? Okay, because of course you can see that your subject is I. And if we review the basic grammar, right? I, we, you, they, followed by have, right? And he, she, it, followed by has. Okay, so that's already understood. What about here? If you're going to change this into present perfect progressive, I have been eating lunch, for example, for an hour. Okay? So what's the difference? And when do we use I have eaten and I have been eating lunch for an hour? Take note, in present perfect tense, the action started from the past until now. Okay? So if this is your diagram, you can see that one, past, present, and future. Alright? So where is present perfect? Let's say, for example, if you started to eat your lunch at 11:30 a.m. and now it's 12 noon, you're done eating your lunch. That's Present perfect tense. Alright? So until now, I have eaten lunch. And take note, we use present perfect if there's a result. What's the result after eaten your lunch? You are full. You are not hungry anymore. Right? Okay? And what about I have been eating breakfast for an hour for present perfect progressive? This means that, for example, if you started 11:30 a.m. eating your lunch, then now it's 12, but you are not yet done. You are still eating because you can see the ing form, right? You're not sure until when are you going to finish your lunch. Probably by 12:10, by 12:15, or 12:30, right? So that's the difference. The idea, you have lunch, but the action, the time is different. Okay? So you can also see that here in present perfect progressive, you can use +4 or +6. Okay? When do we use 4? I have been eating lunch for example, how many hours? How many minutes? How many seconds? How many days? How many years? Since the time you started eating your lunch. Okay? But take note, in present perfect tense, we don't need time expression. Okay? Just until now. Okay? So you can just say, I have eaten lunch. She has taken exam. Okay? So she's done with her exam. It means now she's relieved. Okay? And please take note in tenses, the verb consistency. Do not confuse because this is very important. Many students always confuse about the verb consistency when they take TOEIC tests. Like sometimes they confuse the ing form, subject, verb, object, or sometimes subject plus adverb plus verb plus object. Alright? Please take note of that because sometimes the subject and the verb do not agree with each other. Okay? So for example, if your subject is plural, okay, what will happen to your verb? Of course, your verb will be, for example, if you're using has and have, then have, right? Okay, the same thing also in singular. Okay, so always take note when we make sentences, especially in tenses. I think this is the common errors of many students. They always confuse the subject-verb agreement. And with regards with the adjective, okay, what is an adjective? Adjective limits adverb limits the adjective. Alright? Okay, for example, I always eat breakfast. Okay? Always. How often do you eat breakfast? Always, every day. But take note, always is positive. I remember one of my students in ESL class asked me, teacher, how about if I say, I eat breakfast always? Wrong. No, it's correct because the adverb is positive. What about if the adverb is negative? I never eat breakfast. Alright? That's correct. Can I say, I eat breakfast? Never. This is wrong. Because your adverb is negative. So you can say subject, positive adverb plus verb. Or you can say subject, verb, object plus positive adverb. But you cannot say subject, verb, object plus negative adverb. Alright? So I hope you will take note of the difference, since today we learned the two types of tenses, the difference of present perfect tense and present perfect progressive. Take note, the idea is just the same, but remember, it has difference because of the time. So take note of the verb consistency. When did it happen? When did it start? When it will end? Is still happening until now? We have to know that. Alright? So also the additional lesson, like the subject-verb agreement, of course the other part of speech, we have the adverb, verb, adjectives. Please also take note of that. So anyway, I hope you are learning a lot today, and I hope that you can apply this lesson in real life situation. Not only in taking tests, but of course, later on, if you will be working in an international company, since you're preparing for your TOEIC exam, I'm sure this would be a big help for your future. Thank you very much.